Cheapest form of advertisement for you as a small business owner. Okay, well, King, thank you for typing it. Public speaking is the cheapest form of advertisement for SMEs. Fantastic. Thank you very much. And so, yes, indeed, public speaking is the cheapest form of advertisement for you as a small business owner. You see, the truth is that you may not have a budget. You might be marketing, yes. You might be doing your little PR, yes. But again, when it comes to advertisement, we know that it includes a huge budget. And so, as a business owner, as a small business owner who is starting out, the truth is that you don't have any budget for advertisement. You may have for little marketing tools, you may print flyers, you may print banners. For instance, assuming you have a physical brick and mortar shop, yeah? But again, sometimes it's a tall order. It's difficult because when you calculate the fact that you've not even broken even, and here you are, you want to go print 1,000 copies of leaflets or flyers for 25,000 naira, or you want to print a big banner that perhaps by the time you go home and come back, some other person must have decided to take you home and use it for something more useful. And so many other challenges you may face when you decide to um, create a budget for your advertisement. But guess what? Public speaking, especially when you offer your business online as a small business owner, it comes in handy and it's very cheap. It's cheap because all the instruments you need are yours. Your mouth belongs to you, your brain belongs to you, and so you're not spending anything. Probably, yes, you expend energy, you expend resources in terms of time sitting to put your thoughts together, and most importantly, script what you want to say. But let's face it, is free of charge because it's coming from you, except you probably decide to get somebody to help you out in writing your script or directing your presentation or producing you or guiding you through. For instance, I have two SMEs last week that I put through that process as well. They are starting new, and of course, the same challenge, no money for adverts. In fact, no money for marketing, even because one of them said to me that, look, I am determined not to spend a dime on this until I start seeing income. And then I said to her, yes, it's possible. But perhaps what you might need to spend is data. You spend money on data. But guess what? We started out with the training. So I took them, individually, privately, in two different classes. First, we started with the training. We took a look at what their business is all about. And then I put them through a strategy session whereby they were able to map out what it is they want to achieve. And so I now guided them to start their public speaking online. So the form the public speaking took is another conversation for another day. But what I would readily say here is that if you're able to acquire the right training, for instance, typical of what we're doing now, and get your strategy right, and then begin to utilize your speaking skills, that's a great way for you to advertise, market, and sell your business as a small business owner. So maybe what I would say, Chukuma, is that you may want us to have another strategy session privately so that we do not derail from today's class. But yes, indeed, as a small business owner, you can do very well for yourself utilizing public speaking as one of the means to grow your business. So, if you wish, you can always contact me later and then we can map out a strategy session. So, any more question before I go ahead? I'm hoping I've answered your question, Chukuma. Okay, so I'd like to move on by giving us, yes, there are so many C's. In my video course, I gave 3 C's of public speaking, 3 A's of public speaking. But for the purpose of this class today and for time factor, we're going to look at just 2 C's of public speaking. So you may wish to write down. Already I've given the first one, which is connection. I always look at it at the very first C of public speaking because it's very important. If you can connect, I assure you can sell ice to the Eskimos, the way they say it. Well, literally, I mean that if you can connect with anybody, you can actually sell easily to that person. And that's one of the things you always strive to achieve in your speaking assignment. So that's for the number 1 C. So number 2 C is comfort. Comfort. Very important, very dicey, and yet indeed very, very key. You see, when you're not comfortable in your skin, it's difficult for you to make a meaningful presentation. So, the first thing you always ask yourself is, how comfortable am I with myself? And when I say be yourself, do you and not another person. Yes, we know that we have great speakers, we have great presenters. Yes, you can learn from them, but indeed, it's always very important to be yourself. Reason, you are you, and nobody can do you better than you. And just as Michelangelo once said that nobody is as miserable as that person who wishes to be somebody else other than him or herself. And so you see, same goes when it comes to public speaking. Do not pretend to be somebody that you're not. Do not pretend to be who you are not. Be yourself. Do not work so hard to sound like somebody else. Reason, you are unique and you sound like you. You speak like you. Your only assignment is to get better at it. And how do you get better at it? Number 1, self-knowledge. When we do practical classes, I often take people on this exercise. I always ask the question, and I want you to do that exercise. I don't know how we're going to get it, but just do it for me. Somehow we'll find a way to get your feedback. So, the number 1 question I would like you to answer is, who are you? You can write it down. Who are you? Who are you? It's a difficult question. It's a